Lifting the user off the ground, Quinn slapped him across the face a few times until the man eventually woke up. As soon as his eyes opened, Quinn activated his new skill. Skill influence activated. Skill successful. Around the user's eyes, a small red circle could now be seen, and his body went slightly stiff. The color around the man's eyes returned to normal, and he quickly went back to sleep as Quinn had ordered. Quinn then tried to cancel the shadow ability, and slowly from above, the shadow started to shrink and disappear. The shadow started to slowly clear and shrink back until it all went right underneath Quinn's feet. You are being hit by direct sunlight. Your stats have been reduced by 70%. Immediately he felt sluggish, and his head started to hurt. Once his MC points had returned, he was sure to use Shadow Cloak to cover himself and get out of the sun. Then, just as Quinn was getting ready to set off, he spotted black smoke off in the distance. Isn't that next to where Peter was? Vorden and the others started to make their way through the dry, harsh desert. Eventually, after walking through the desert, they could finally see the small well area in sight. That's where Quinn said to meet them, right? Layla asked. Yeah, they said they would be here. But just then, Vorden stopped and looked down at the ground. Rubble from one of the buildings could be seen everywhere, but what shocked him the most was Peter. He was crawling across the ground towards them. His legs had been hurt, and possibly a few of his ribs broken. The only thing he was using was his forearms to crawl along the floor towards them. Peter, what happened? Layla asked as she came rushing over and knelt by his side. I have to, Peter mumbled. I have to get back those crystals, otherwise those guys will hate me. I can't live anymore, Peter said. Peter, you've done enough, Vorden said, as he knelt and placed his hands on his shoulders. Peter was half conscious the whole time, yet there was one thing in his mind keeping him going forward. He had dealt with the gruesome pain of being tortured, but he couldn't deal with everyone hating him. He looked up and could see Vorden bent over in front of him. Immediately, tears started to run down his face. I'm sorry, Vorden, Peter cried. They took the crystals. I tried to stop them, I promise. I know you did, Vorden replied. At that moment, all the energy had left Peter's body, and he had completely collapsed and passed out on the floor. What do you think happened to him? Layla asked. Aaron had ignored Peter for the most part, and went straight for the bag past him. It was laid on top of the rubble. It's gone, Aaron said. They took our crystals. Well, I guess it was pretty clear what happened then, Vorden said. Wait a minute, what about Quinn? I don't see him anywhere, Layla said. Well, it's not like we can ask Peter what happened, Aaron replied. They probably took him away too. Although it was possible, the other two doubted it. Out of the bag, Aaron had pulled out a little first aid box. It looked to be made of metal like a small briefcase and had a small standard red cross on it. Then she placed it on the ground and pressed the red cross. The little suitcase started to transform into what looked like a little droid. How can I be of assistance? The droid asked. Student Peter Chuck over there. Administer whatever you can to make him feel better. The little robot then scouted off and started to scan the area until it had eventually found Peter injured on the ground.
Want to watch more episodes of my vampire system? Follow Pocket FM Fantasy Chronicles. You can watch the next episode here in the playlist.